What's up, guys? We are back on Prize Picks for some Sunday football today in week 5, and I'm in love with one of these player props in today's video, like absolutely in love. I will be so sad if it misses. I got quite a bit of units on this. Let's go and hop in and start giving you guys some of my pairs today over on Prize. You guys are probably already on Prize Picks, but if you are not already, you can join right now with the link down in my description below, and promo code DOMG can get you a first time deposit match up to $100. Let's go ahead and just hop straight in. But like I said, though, I am in love with one of these player props today, and we really dove into these last week, and they absolutely cashed last week, by the way. We cashed the same type of video last week, last Saturday, I believe it was, so kind of running it back here, and I'm feeling pretty good. Let's hop in. But before we do, make sure you guys go and check out my Dub Club. The link for my Dub Club is down in my description below, and if you don't know what Dub Club is, it is a messaging service that sends all of my player props to you via either Dub Club app, email, Telegram, or Discord. I've sent my plays out to over 1,700 subscribers and for a bunch of different sports. That includes the NBA right around the corner, NHL, MLB, and the NFL. So, ton of different sports. On top of that, 5 different player prop sites as well. That includes Prize Picks, Sleeper, Parlay Play, Underdog, and on top of that, a little bit of Chalkboard as well. So if you guys want to go ahead and check it out, right now is one of the best times to do so. You can see right here that I am reputable compared to some other people out there. People like to show off their pickets, which are able to be manipulated by unit sizes. This is just straight up from Prize Picks here. You can see that my lifetime net winnings have been over $5,000. And if you guys want to join my Dub Club, there's 2 different special offers down in my description below. The first one is all access. That includes every sport, every player prop site, everything. You can get 2 months for the price of 1. You're only paying for 1 month, yet you're getting 2 months of my Dub Club. So you guys check that one out. Link is down there in my description. The other option is only NFL player props. Still every player prop site, but only NFL player props. It's only 50% off, so pretty solid discount for the most part there. 50% off if you're only interested in NFL player props. That can just get you going for your first month. So if you guys want to check those out, right now is one of the best times to do so. That all access one, by the way, this one right here, only has 14 spots remaining. Only 14 spots remaining in the 2 months for the price of 1 offer. So if you guys want to check those out, now is one of the best times to do so. But with that being said, make sure you play responsibly at your own risk. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a like. I really would appreciate it. On top of that, final thing, go give me a follow on Twitter at DOMG Props. Again, at DOMG Props over on Twitter. The link for it is also down my description below. There are some more free plays available over there. I'm going to try to be a little bit more active in Discord as well. I will have a Discord link down in my description below as well. But with that being said, let's hop in. This category that we're diving into is not just going to be NFL. It's going to be the NFL first half. These have absurd value. I believe Prize Picks have been, as of this week, the only player prop site that has first half player props. I haven't seen sportsbooks. I haven't seen any other player prop sites with first half player props. And these have absurd value, which I'll get into today. And you're going to see the value here with this first player prop that I talk about, because this player prop here is it's got insane value here, and I'm going to show you guys this here. So we're going to go over to the NFL first half and then receiving yards category. We're going to scroll down until we find Jaylen Waddle. Jaylen Waddle over 29.5 first half receiving yards. You can see right here, there's only been over this in 3 of his last 5 games. Missed, against Buffalo here in the last game. There's actually 2 of his misses in the last 5 here. There's only 2 misses against Buffalo, but still, Buffalo here, he's facing the New York Giants today. So the Dolphins should be blowing the Giants out of the water more than likely. They are a minus 12.5 in this game, but that's not why this player prop. So I'm going to show you guys just his full game log here, because you can't pull up his first half stats on Statmuse. The only way you can see first half player props, to my knowledge, is props.cast, which is a paid tool that you guys can use to find like player props and things like that. So I'll give you guys some of the stats for Jaylen Waddle in the first half here. So he's over this in 67% of games between this season and last season. 67% between this season and last season. However, in games where Miami is winning at halftime, again, they are a minus 12.5 against the Giants. They should be winning at halftime. He's over this in 8 out of 8 games. That is all 8 games between this season and last season. When Miami is winning at halftime, he's been over this player prop every single time. And on top of that, he's over this in 10 out of 11 games when Miami just straight up wins. So not even the first half, just wins the game. They've won 11 times with Jaylen Waddle on the field. He's been over this in 10. So, and again, Dolphins are minus 12.5 in this game. But you just stretch it on. Let's just take a look at the matchup here. We'll just push it a little bit more here and talk about why I like this player prop so much. So this is this season, wide receivers. How many yards per game has the Giants allowed to opposing wide receivers? We'll scroll down here. The Giants right in the middle of the pack, kind of allowing 145.7 receiving yards per game. So it seems to be a fine matchup. We'll go back to last season so we can get a bigger sample size here. We'll scroll down. Giants kind of right in the same spot. They allowed 152.3 receiving yards per game to opposing wide receivers. This player prop for the first half has extreme value, with first off just being a blowout, and his full game line is like 61.5, 62.5. So by the way, if you're on like a sports or something, I actually do like him over like about 62.5, 61.5. I've already played him over 59.5 full game receiving yards. But first half has extreme value, only needs 30 in the first half. And again, he's done this in every single game when the Dolphins are winning at halftime between this season and last season. So Jaylen Waddle should be in a great spot against the Giants. It's a pretty nice matchup as well. As long as they don't run the ball completely down the Giants' throat, I think they will throw the ball, especially in the beginning of the game. In the first half, I think Jaylen Waddle should hopefully be able to cash this one, maybe even in the first quarter. So Jaylen Waddle, I'm absolutely in love with this player prop. As long as the Dolphins are on the field, scoring points, and just manhandling the Giants, I think you should be able to go over this player prop there. I'm obsessed with that player prop right there. I think right now on Jaylen Waddle, I have 1.75 units, and I expect that to be a little bit more. I might throw another half unit on there, maybe get up to about 2.5 units right there on that player prop right there. So I'm obsessed with that player prop for real. I'll be very, very sad if that hits. Doesn't mean to nuke it. I'm not saying that. Like, don't go over 3 units on that player prop for sure, man. I don't think I've really done over 3 units on a player prop in a long time, but I do like the one a lot, but not that much. Let's dive into the second pair here, which is just going to be a 1-unit play. It is definitely not as good as Jaylen Waddle, but I do like this one as a pair. And by the way, there are much more available over my Dub Club. We had about 20 plays yesterday, I'm sorry, not yesterday, but last Sunday, we had about 20 plays running for NFL, so it was insane. But going back here, we're going to go with the rushing yards here in the first half, because I like Gus Edwards over 23.5 first half rushing yards here. And let me explain why I like Gus Edwards so much. You can see right here that he's over this, and that's actually not even right, because he's played 4 games this year. They just didn't count the Houston game because he had 0 when J.K. Dobbins was on the field. But he's over this in 3 out of 3 games here in his last 3 games, which have all been, by the way, without J.K. Dobbins, who was done for the year. So if you just kind of take a look here at Gus Edwards, so the reason why I like this player prop here is that he's over this player prop in 57% of games between this season and last season. That moves up to 63% without J.K. Dobbins on the field, but he is over this in 3 out of 3 games here without J.K. Dobbins being on the field. There is also some correlation to when the Ravens win and Gus Edwards performing, but Gus Edwards is by far in that number 1 running back spot right now, because on top of that, Justice Hill should be playing in this game, but he has been banged up and limited in practice, I believe. So I think he was actually a full participant last practice, Justice Hill. So I think Justice Hill won't get a full workload here, but Gus Edwards should definitely be that guy. Like Justice Hill played against Cleveland, and Gus Edwards still able to put up 40 yards here. All he needs is 24 this time around, and he should be able to get this one done. I believe he's over this in like 5 out of 8 games when the Ravens win, and 1 time was on the hook. So I just think Gus Edwards is a really good spot here over the 23.5 first half rushing yards. But let's take a look at this matchup against the Steelers here. How good have the Steelers been against opposing running backs and their yards per game? So how many, the Steelers have allowed the second most rushing yards per game to opposing running backs so far this season. They've allowed 131.7 rushing yards per game to opposing running backs. That's not including quarterbacks, receivers, anything like that, just running backs. I love this tool a lot. And if you take a look at last season, by the way, this isn't just a like one-time thing here, because if you take a look at the Steelers here, they're still kind of up there, man. They allowed 90.4 rushing yards per game last season to opposing running backs. So Gus Edwards, who's over us in all 3 games this year, has Justice Hill banged up behind him, has no J.K. Dobbins on the field, has a really nice matchup. I think Gus Edwards over 23.5 first half rushing yards is good for a unit, in my opinion. I do like that player prop a lot. So that's what I'm rocking with there. That's a 1-unit play for me between Jaylen Waddle and Gus Edwards. That's my 1-unit entry right there. But I love Jaylen Waddle for 1.5 units, something like that. But I do think he's in a great spot. I love both these guys here. So NFL first half, extreme value. If you take a look at the splits of between when guys are winning games and when guys are losing games, just things like that. There's a lot of just unique things with these first half player props here. I'll point this out here because I don't know that they'll be added, but I like Jahmyr Gibbs a lot over 8.5 first half receiving yards, but he's not on the board. On top of Jamar Chase over 41.5 first half receiving yards, but they are not on the board. If they do get added on the board, then hey, just give you guys some 2 more player props. But right now they're not on the board for whatever reason, which is kind of weird because the Bengals are on the board. They have Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon on the board, but they for some reason did not put Jamar Chase on the board. I wonder if that's because we hit pretty hard on Jamar Chase last week. I don't really know why that is. But seriously, I do hope that you enjoyed the channel. Make sure you guys stick around and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Hopefully I'm cashing out on these player props, man. Feeling pretty good. It doesn't mean they're absolutely going to hit, but still, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm liking Jaylen Waddle a lot, and that's what I'm rocking with, guys. Make sure you guys check out the Dub Club if you have not already. Again, you guys can get 2 different special offers with the links down my description below. A ton more in-depth player props like that. I already have like 10 different player props cooking here, trying to get some entries out for this NFL slate, and I'm really liking the slate so far, especially with some of those first half player props. But still, tons of other player props for even some of you sportsbooks guys out there, but also guys that are on player prop sites like Underdog or wherever you guys are at. So thank you for watching. See you guys next one. Peace out. Thank you for watching. Best of luck. Play responsibly.